Hello everyone, myself Mansi Verma, Assistant Professor, Noida International University under SBM School of Business Management. Today I am here to discuss on the topic leadership. Before starting up with the discussion on leadership, first of all I would like to introduce to you all to this word, that is leadership. Leadership is a word which is derived from word leader. Now the question arises, who are leaders? Leaders are basically the person who is having his followers. Followers can be an individual or a group of people. The second most important question arises here is whether leaders are born or made. Coming with the first slide comprises of various famous leaders. I am taking one of the example below there is Mother Teresa. The question arises in your mind here is, Mother Teresa is a social worker, how she is a leader? She is a leader because she has followers. Up till date, there are many people who are following her behavior pattern and her attitude towards people. They all are adopting these things up till date. Next slide please. The next slide comprises of definition by a famous author of leadership, that is Kuntz. Kuntz told that the art or process of influencing people to strive willingly for group objectives is called as leadership. So here we can say that there are three main important ingredients for leadership. First is influencing power, second is willingness, and third is follower. Means you should have a follower, then only you will be called as a leader. Coming up with the next slide. Now comes characteristics of leadership. First characteristic of leadership is it is a continuous process. It should be a continuous process so that the leader should not lose its impact on their subordinates. That's why it should be in a continuous process. It is a kind of quality. It is a kind of quality because it is related all to your behavior pattern. A person who is a leader should have a balanced behavior with their subordinate. Then comes must have followers. As I have earlier told you that you should have at least one person who should follow you, otherwise you will not be called as a leader. Next slide. Difference between leadership and management. Leadership and management is a very important topic here, and differences between them should be very important for you to know. Here are 5 points which differentiate between the two. First point is leading. If we talk about leadership, in leadership, leader leads the people, and if we talk about management, managers manage people. Then second point is position. Position. Under leadership, leader has no legal position in organization, but if we talk about management, managers have a legal position in organization. Coming up with the third point, that is result. If we talk about leadership, leader creates inspiration, whereas if we talk about management, managers create, basically they don't create, they give the direction to the people. Fourth point, authority. Authority under leadership can be leader have a legal authority to have a functioning position for their subordinates, whereas in management, managers have legal authority to manage their subordinates. Last point is inspiration. Leader creates inspiration for their followers, and if we talk about management, in management, managers create, or you can say that engenders some kind of fear in the people. Next slide please. Now comes functions of leadership. There are 5 functions of leadership, that is organizing, representing, coordinating, controlling and motivating. Organizing, here leader organizes the work for their subordinates to achieve the organizational goals. Then comes representing. They represent, after organizing, they represent the thing in front of the employees so that the work can be done. Third is coordinating. Coordinating is very important for leader to make the work coordinated in the employees so that the work completed for the organization should be on time. Then controlling. Controlling is the most important thing which the leader should follow, because controlling makes the employee to work according to the benefit of the organization. Then motivation. Motivation is somehow we can say that motivation to the employees make the employees to work for the organization in a better way. So leaders are should adopt the behavior so to motivate the employees in the organization. Now next slide. Leadership studies. Here I have mentioned 3 important leadership studies. First is Hawthorne study, which has been conducted on the context of leadership with working conditions. If the working conditions are not good, you can be as a bad leader in the organization. Second is Michigan study. Michigan study is being conducted in Michigan University, and this study is, or you can say that this study has taken up 2 leadership qualities which are very important, that is employee orientation and production orientation. Employee orientation means individual behavior in context to leader, and production orientation means the productivity given by the individual in context to leadership, how they will impact the leadership being a good or a bad in the organization. Then comes Ohio State study. Ohio State study consider 2 important dimensions of leadership, that is consideration and last is initiating structure. Consideration means considering the relationship between employee and the leader, and initiating structure means following strictly to the structure of organization so that the information can be gone up to the main head of the organization through structure of the organization. Next slide please. Now comes leadership style. There are basically 3 leadership styles. First is autocratic style. In this style we can say that a leader is a person who is only giving direction to the person to work upon it. And then the democratic style says that you are a leader which involves yourself with the working conditions or with the working of individual with your subordinates. And laissez-faire, the third one, is totally opposite of the other 2, which says that you are not even giving the direction, and not only not giving the direction, and moreover you are not involving yourself with the subordinates. Next slide please. Now comes leadership theories. First theory is trait theory, which is all related to your personality and intelligence level. The drawback of this theory is that this is not universally accepted because these dimensions cannot be measured. Then second theory is behavioral theory, which is all based upon your behavior, the leader's behavior with the subordinate. Then Fiedler's contingency theory. Contingency means a situation based theory. Situation based means in context to production, or you can say that individual behavior in the organization. Then path goal leadership theory. It is all based on leadership's direction to the subordinates. Then last theory is situational theory, which is again a situational based theory, but in context to productivity of the employee or subordinate. Next slide please. Now what makes leadership effective? These are 5 important things which make leadership effective. First is knowledge. Knowledge here basically we are taking SI knowledge, that is social intelligence of a leadership, so that how the leader is accepting the people in a social pattern. Then conviction. Conviction means faith, or you can say that developing a faith in your subordinate so that they can follow you up easily. Then responsibility. You should be a responsible leader. You should coordinate the work of your subordinate. You should help them out to coordinate the things in a right manner so that the work or goal, organizational goal, can be achieved positively. Then motivation. The leader should be self-motivated. Just to have a self-motivation within self, they can motivate other people also to accomplish their task. Last is initiative. You should be an initiator as a leader to complete your task on time. Next slide please. New concepts of leadership. There are 2 new concept being introduced in leadership, that is transactional leadership and transformational leadership. Transactional leadership is used in day-to-day life, in daily pattern of working in the organization, whereas transformational leadership brings change in the organization. If you want to have a change in organization in any context, like in production context, in employees context, or in having a new brand image of an organization, you should adopt transformational leadership. Next slide. That's all for today. We will be discussing motivation chapter in the next class, but I am ending this thing by saying few words in front of you. That is, go up high, fly up high through the ladder of leader. Thank you.